For today's headlines, House crafting Bayanihan 4. Ugas rains on Pacquiao's parade. Despite loss, tributes pour for Pacman. Address corruption squarely, Go tells agencies.
The
Cooperation,
IATF
Key
shall
versus
conduct
Delta.
a
Get to know Daily Tribune's first scholar, Glenn Mico Yeung. Good morning, I am Venice Bautista and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Today is August 23, 2021, and here are the latest news of this Monday morning. Despite the Congress' divided opinion on the passage of Bayanihan 3, a party-list lawmaker on Sunday disclosed that the House of Representatives is now working on crafting a fourth version of the stimulus package. Ang Provinciano party-list Representative Alfred de los Santos, who led the call to investigate the delay in the release of the Special Risk Allowance or SRA of healthcare workers in the country, said the lower chamber is now preparing for Bayanihan 4 just in case much measure will be needed to help Filipinos severely affected by the raging coronavirus pandemic. The proposed 401 billion pesos Bayanihan 3 is still pending at the Senate despite its passage at the House due to the senators' concern on the budgetary constraints of the government along with the millions of unspent funds under Bayanihan 2. Several lawmakers, including Senate President Vicente Soto III and Senator Panfilo Lacson, expressed concern on the timeliness of its passage since the executive branch is set to submit its 2022 National Expenditure Program to the legislative branch on August 26. Lacson earlier said that it doesn't make sense for the Congress to seek a supplementary budget if the regular budget is already being prepared. The development came days after both chambers of the Congress conducted a motu proprio investigation on the alleged mishandling of the Department of Health on the 67.32 billion pesos COVID-19 response fund of the government as previously flagged by the Commission on Audit. To further clarify the allegations, the House Committee on Public Funds and the Senate Blue Ribbon Committee will continue its probe next week. Cuban Yordanes Ugas proved Saturday night or Sunday afternoon in Manila that he truly deserves being called the World Boxing Association welterweight champion. Ugas landed his favorite overhand right all night long to score a 12-round unanimous decision over Manny Pacquiao and retain his WBA 147-pound strap for the first time before 17,438 screaming fans at the T-Mobile Arena. As Ugas, a 3-1 underdog and a last-minute replacement, landed almost at will, Pacquiao just couldn't find his range as his punches were often short. At times, he badly missed with his haymakers as Ugas wisely timed the Filipino southpaw's delivery. Steve Weisfield and Dave Moretti scored at 116, 112, while Patricia Morris-Jarman saw it 115, 113. When the decision was announced by Jimmy Lennon Jr., majority of the crowd didn't protest the verdict, knowing that Ugas simply did enough to earn the victory, the biggest of his career. In fact, even before the final bell sounded, there were people starting to leave their seats and heading to the exits. Even Pacquiao's corner looked as if it knew what was about to come. But if there was one guy who knew the fight was in the bag, it was no other than Ugas himself. Meanwhile, Malacanang on Sunday commended Senator Manny Pacquiao for his gallant effort against Cuban boxer Yordanes Ugas at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Presidential spokesperson Harry Roque said Pacquiao's loss would not diminish the honors he bestowed our country and will forever be etched in the hearts of Filipinos as our people's champ. His colleagues at the Senate likewise lauded Pacquiao, with Senate President Vicente Soto III saying that he is still his champion. Senator Aquilino Pimentel, meanwhile, thanked Pacquiao for his years of upholding Philippine pride in the global stage as he commended him for his gallant bout. Pimentel said in a message to reporters, and I quote, "Congratulations to our pambansang kamao, our national treasure, Senator Manny Pacquiao, for a gallant competitive world championship fight. He showed the bravery and excellence of Filipino fighters that can be used in other aspects of life." End quote. House Speaker Lord Alan Velasco said Pacquiao has nothing left to prove in the boxing ring. He will forever remain the people's champ, our pambansang kamao. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Viber is the free and secure way to connect with friends and family, anywhere. Send messages and make phone and video calls for free. Download Viber now.
We are back on Tribune News on Q. And in other news, Senator Christopher Bongo on Sunday urged agencies and personalities concerned to address any issue of corruption head-on to remove any doubts in the eyes of the public. Go made the call in his column Going Forward Sunday to ensure a clean and transparent government, which he said has been the cornerstone of President Duterte's administration. No less than the president himself has personally fired dozens of officials from the lowest ranks up to the cabinet level due to instances of corruption in their agencies, even on a mere whiff thereof, he said, referring to the initial findings of the Commission on Audit on several government agencies. These, he said, must be addressed following the right process in accordance with our laws so the truth will come out. Go also called on the Department of Health and other concerned agencies to release the special risk allowance and other benefits provided by law of medical workers, both in public and private healthcare institutions, including funding for contact tracers and vaccinators, as the president instructed. While he supports PhilHealth's efforts to reform their system and protect public funds from fraudulent claims, Go said it should not compromise the health services for Filipinos.
The
Chief Presidential Legal
IATF
Counsel
shall
Salvador Panelo
and
reminded the public to cooperate with the government in observing health protocols as the Delta variant of COVID-19 continues to wreak havoc. In his online program Counterpoint, Panelo said it will be difficult for the government to control the spread of the new strain if people will continue to violate health protocols. We may even end up, he pointed out, with never-ending lockdowns if the people will not cooperate. Panelo made the remarks after the Philippine National Police reported 149,963 health violators during the enforcement of the enhanced community quarantine in Metro Manila. According to PNP Chief Guillermo Eleazar, most of the violations reported were over the failure of wearing protective masks or face shields, failure of following social distancing rules, or being involved in mass gatherings. Eleazar said that 66% or 98,971 have been warned, 29% or 43,328 were fined, and 5% or 7,664 subjected to community service. He added that there are a total of 9,998 violators arrested daily during the two-week lockdown in NCR and more than 690,320 violators, or a daily average of 46,021 recorded across the country. Eleazar said that they continue to monitor the roads and public places as Metro Manila was placed under modified ECQ. Tribune News on Q will be back. Stay with us.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Oh, vaccination, isolation. Gotta keep up with my nutrition. Gotta maintain my body condition. Then I can take my vaccination. What do I choose? What do I take? As long as it is not a fake. AstraZeneca, Moderna, BioNTech, even Sinovac, okay na. Babakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination, babakuna ka ba? 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 Paturok, paturok, paturok.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
You are still watching Tribune News on Q, and now get to know Daily Tribune's first scholar, Glenn Mico Yeung, in this report of Vernon Velasco.
Solid investiture that I released on August 21. One of the graduates is Daily Tribune scholar Glenn Mico Yeung. Mico graduated cum laude and swept many other awards as a student. Aside from being the college and university ambassador, in UST as a varsity player and by becoming an achiever of the St. Hyacinth Achievement Award for exemplifying the university's brand of excellence. Everyone has two lives. The second one starts when you realize you only have one, Mico said. You really now, giving me a shot at studying in university. Maraming po at Oxy. Hindi use first call. And later, Mico. Since Vernon Velasco, you.
Thank you for that report, Vernon. And that wraps up the stories this morning. Before we go, we would like to thank the SM Store, the Department of Tourism, Araneta Center, MG Motors, Hina Motors, Security Bank, and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Venice Bautista, and you are watching Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning.
Catch the latest news on our website tribune.net.ph and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. The Daily Tribune is one with the nation in facing the COVID-19 crisis, and in line with this, the Daily Tribune digital edition on Press Reader is now available for free online. You can also download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS users and Google Play for Android users to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune is also inviting everyone to join its community Viber Katribu to get updates on the freshest and hottest news and entertainment stories of the day. Tarcito emoticons are also available on our community Viber. Just click on the link in this video to join.